Hello everyone, and welcome to an update video. Just wanted to provide just a pretty big update on what's going to be happening on the channel over the next month or so, and then beyond. So let's talk about the Apocalypse Game Awards. That's coming up really soon. I hope to be dropping it this week. This is the most editing that I've actually done for a show that I sat down and said, cool, we're gonna be chill this year. We're actually maybe gonna go a little bit smaller, have a much more relaxing time. Turns out I had some ideas that I was able to implement, and yeah, been very hard at work on that one. A lot of editing, but I'm looking forward to sharing that one with you really soon. So should be out this week. In the meantime, things are going to be a little bit, like they have been. There's just a bit of a break with content. It is irregular uploads at the moment. There's more than enough content on the channel to catch up on some older series. Make sure you're up to date on the current ones as I drop new episodes. But once the Game Awards video is out, things can start to get back to normal. So I just wanted to kind of talk people through that and just to do it in a video format. I've been making use of the posts tab a lot and sharing a lot of information there, but a video is obviously going to get probably more people's attention. But just in case you weren't aware of it, check out the posts tab from time to time. I have been putting updates there, and I will be putting polls there in the future as well for games on the channel. So keep an eye out for polls, because you can play a part in, voting for what's going to be coming up. So hope you're excited for that. Keep your eyes out. Apocalypse YouTube polls. With that in mind, however, there is going to be a small wait with the upcoming content. So once things start getting back to normal after the Game Awards, Baldur's Gate and Yakuza 3 are going to be continuing. I'm having a great time with those games. I'm also going to be playing Classic Marathon, the 1990s trilogy, starting with the original. Then also throwing Resident Evil Requiem into the mix for a brand new release game. And I say new release because, I don't know, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I consider a game that hasn't even been out for a month to still be a new release. But apparently the internet moves very fast, and it's there's a lot of people that say it's not even new anymore. And I can't keep up. The world moves too fast, and I like to take my time. It's a new release game. Resident Evil Requiem is going to be coming up on the channel soon as well. And you may be thinking, but Apocalypse, what about this game and that game and that game and this game that I'm really looking forward to, and all these other games? So I do want to let you know about a loose pipeline of future playthroughs being planned. Not listed in order, but this is a general sort of idea of games that I want to be tackling this year, and if not this year, moving into the year after, so on and so forth. So here's a list of video games after Baldur's Gate, Yakuza 3, Classic Marathon, and Resident Evil Requiem that I will be looking at. Silent Hill F. Another Legend of Zelda game. I've undecided on what specific game it is. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to say, hey, Skyward Sword and Minish Cap and this and that and this. I am undecided at this time. We will see. Another Legend of Zelda game will be played. And maybe another one as well. And another, if you behave yourself. Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at some point in this lifetime of mine. Deus Ex Human Revolution, Blasphemous 2 Dispatch, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Parasite Eve, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Quantum Break, before I get to Control, Resonant, Planescape Torment, Replaced, Fable, Esoteric Ebb, a new release that has also come out recently, which, if you aren't aware of it yet, it's kind of like it's a Planescape Torment inspired game, which is going to be, compared to Disco Elysium a lot as another game that is in that realm, and apparently it's doing quite well. So I'm excited about that one as well. It is on my list. I feel like maybe I'll get to Planescape Torment first instead of playing all of the ones that keep being inspired by it, but it's on the list. Deadly Premonition, Prey, both versions, but probably the newer version because that's the one that more people have played, I guess. Pyre, got to keep the Supergiant games going. Nine Souls, Devil May Cry, Evil Within, Okami, Bayonetta. That's a list of games that I have in my space right now that I'm thinking of playing. Maybe 007 First Light. Maybe. I don't know about it. I love James Bond. I love 007. I would love to play it. Just depends if I have time for it. There's also going to be the Apocalypse Game Day streams that have been going on for, you know, past few months. And by few months, I mean, you know, a long time now, probably 7-8 months of Game Day streams, which has been, for the most part, weekly, sometimes bi-weekly streams. So there's going to be a whole list of other indie games and other shorter classics that I'll be playing, and, you know, many more in the future after that. And I have no idea what to tell, like, what I can't tell what's going to fit in the year, right? I have bangers upon bangers to play, but I can't accurately say this is going to come now because I don't know what's going to come up. So that is a list of games that I would like to work through, plus many, many others. There's plenty of games that I haven't listed. I know that there's going to be people that are like, what about Witcher? And there's going to be one person that says, I'm that one Splinter Cell Blacklist fan. And there's also going to be people that are like, what about Persona and Hades and Blueprints and Tunic and Undertale and Xenoblade and Divinity? And I'll get to them. I will get to them because they're also on the list, right? It's an endless list. So this is more of an update video to say, hey, sometimes things might be a little bit quiet, like right now, while I'm working on the Apocalypse Game Awards. I've still got ammo in the chamber. Do you understand me? I'm not out. I'm not out. The gun is smoking right now, and I'm reloading. I'm reloading because I will be playing much more games soon. The Apocalypse Game Awards is a pretty big undertaking for me because I do like most of it on my own. Sometimes I'm able to get some help. And it's a lot of filming, a lot of editing, a lot of ideas, and just trying to make things work. And, you know, one-man operation over here. So I'm doing the best that I can. Sometimes that'll involve a bit of a content gap, like what we're happening right now. But yeah, Yakuza 3, Baldur's Gate 1 are obviously the main priorities. I'd like to get back to having them posted more regularly, and then excited for some other things. So once the videos start being posted again, these are going to be available on Patreon first, as has been the way of things for many, many years. Just to provide a bit of an update on Patreon for the non-patrons so they can be clued in on things. Initially, it was like 3 days of early access, and, you know, I had the early access tiers, and then I can't remember exactly when. It's probably been a year, probably more than a year, where I said, it's now 7 days of early access for no additional cost, just 7 days of early access. It just feels nicer. My patrons have been incredibly supportive and generous to be able to keep me doing this full time. That is like the main reason that I am able to post as much and do as much as I can, and also sit down and do an Apocalypse Game Awards video. Like, I wouldn't be doing that if I didn't have that kind of support. So I really, really appreciate the direct support through Patreon that allows me to do this full time. And the most recent update is the upcoming content is going to be going up to 2 weeks early via Patreon, again, for no additional cost, because I'm not trying to get more money out of people. I'm very, very grateful and appreciative to those that, you know, are patient with me and are also supportive of me. So my patrons, if you want to pledge in the future and support me, you will get an extra week for 2 weeks of early access for the 10 Australian dollars. I actually took away the third tier, which was priced a little bit further up. So all of those patrons, if they so wish, can downgrade and pay a little less for more. So instead of raising prices like everywhere else in the world and every single streaming service and everything being so expensive, I'm not raising any prices, but I'm trying to give people more at the same time. So that's what's going on in the Patreon space, and that'll explain why I mentioned earlier in this video about polls, because initially I had Patreon polls for the highest pledged tier. I was feeling guilty about that because I wasn't able to do that regularly. So it felt like, you know, listing a sort of, you know, feature that people could get, but I can't tell when I'm going to finish a game and do another poll. So it's like, it's kind of infrequent. So I've changed it as well. And I'm going to put the polls in the public YouTube community space. It is now no longer the Patreon brain trust voting on a game that the patrons would like to see, but then maybe the wider YouTube community says, No, I don't want to see that. So hopefully we can have a little more of like a cohesive understanding of what people are looking for over time and what they want to see the most. So I am going to be posting Patreon, non-Patreon polls in the YouTube community section. So I'll do a post, it'll be a poll, it'll probably be a link to a straw poll or something like that, or maybe just a poll within YouTube itself. Haven't figured it out yet, but regardless, it'll be a few games. Which one do you want to see next? We'll decide, and we'll go with that. So just wanted to cap this one off with just let's go over everything I've just spoken about in the past 10 minutes, right? Apocalypse Game Awards, it's coming soon. It's been a lot of work. I'm very proud of it. I'm excited to share it with you, talking about the games from last year and celebrating my favorites. Baldur's Gate 3, Yakuza 3, Classic Marathon, Resident Evil Requiem are the 4 games coming up next on the channel. Continuation of existing Let's Plays plus a couple of new ones. I gave you a whole list of future playthroughs that are in my mind right now of what I would like to tackle, as well as those playthroughs probably also going into next year and beyond, and a lot of other games. Because like I said, got a lot of ammo. There's so many games I haven't played, so many games people want to see. I will always be striving to be giving you something you want to watch. Sometimes that isn't possible. Sometimes there are lulls on the channel. There are people that go, I hate Yakuza. And then there are going to be a time where I play a game that you love, you know, because for everyone that hates Yakuza, there are some people that love it. And I am catering to as many people as possible at any given time. But I also am trying not to overload myself at the same time. I can't be posting like 6 different games at the moment. As much as I would love to have a hyperbolic time chamber and do all of that, I'm trying my best. So I am still working on a bunch at the same time, and I'll hopefully get it out to you soon. So that's the video. That's the update. Thank you so much for listening. I will be playing games. I will be sharing those games with you. And if you want to support me directly, you can watch those games early on Patreon, 2 weeks, for 10 whole Australian dollary dues, if you so please. If not, it'll just be public and free to you when it comes out. But that's it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the aquarium, the peaceful serenity while I provided this update. I'm so excited for the games that I've listed to you, by the way. It's going to be a great time. So just thank you for being patient. I appreciate your support. And for those of you that are watching older playthroughs in the meantime, I see your comments. I really, really appreciate it. The likes, the comments, all of that YouTube nonsense, I really, really do appreciate. So thanks so much for watching and listening to this update. Stay tuned for the Apocalypse Game Awards 2025, and I will see you when the playthroughs start going more regularly in the coming weeks. I'll see you then.